Hi all, hey, it's Richland, and I'm just wanting to show you the little 2x4 very mini junk journal that I made recently. I'm just going to back up just a smidge. There we go. I made this yesterday and it was a lot of fun, I have to tell you. It was a lot of recycling went into this. The cover itself is actually made from one of these boxes that has the little flavor water packets in them, and different brand, but the boxes are exactly the same. And so for 87 cents I figure, you can buy the product and throw it away if you want to and just keep the box. So what I did was I used the side that has the seam on it, and then I cut off the other side and adhered it to the inner side of this box to reinforce the spine. Then of course you cut off your top tags and your bottom tags and you're good to go. So you have sort of this lovely little pre-made journal cover, and it works awesome. Kept my product line really simple on this one. So I have a little Prima flower on the front cover, and I put a little bit of my glimmer spray on that I make myself. I'm trying to see if you can catch that in the light, and I'm not sure if you're going to. It's still dark in Alaska here. We're heading towards the solstice, so we still don't have any light, and it's kind of dark and spooky still. So I've got all the lights on in my studio, and I'm trying to put as much light on this image as I can. A little cutout here. This came from the Recollections Union Station line. They have a page in there that is loaded with little pieces of ephemera that you can use for tags or for decorating inside your journals or scrapbooks, whatever you're going to use it for. It's awesome. And then I will go through the product line at the end here and show you what all I used. I did a pamphlet stitch binding for my signatures. This little book has 3 signatures, and actually I left plenty of room, so if I need to add 2 more signatures, I've got space to do that. I just did some seam binding ribbon on the spine for decoration, and I coffee dyed it. We do not have the super awesome silk seam binding that everybody loves. This is actually just from Joann Fabrics, and so I went ahead and just gave it a really good soaking in strong instant coffee and dried it off, and away we went. I used wax linen to sew in my signatures. I just want to talk about that for a minute. A lot of people swear by wax linen. And this was my first experience actually using it in a journal. I generally use twine or floss or binder rings, which I like to make expandable journals, so I'll use the binder rings frequently. But wax linen is a pain to use. Maybe not for everyone, but it was for me. It sticks. It does not pull through the paper smoothly. It's kind of rough going with it. I felt like it was actually tearing my paper more than it was helping the thread to slide through with the thick wax on it. The other thing, I noticed that it is not as strong as regular floss or twine. It broke easily, and maybe it was just the particular product I was using, but I don't think I'm going to use it again. Let me just say that. So I put a little doily around the spine here that comes over around to the front. You can't see it much on the front cover, and then around to the back. And I added a little bit of glitter because the paper is very muted. It's beautiful paper, and I'll show you the product line here in a minute. Very beautiful paper, has a very light green. It's botanicals, and then it also has a little hint of the steampunk and the postal images on here. But I wanted a little more light coming from the cover itself, so I added a little bit of glitter and also gave it a little spraying, light spraying with my glimmer mist that I make at home. So here we go. The quick flip. I kept the colors very muted, very soft. Everything's been aged with Tim Holtz vintage photo around all the edges, and I used very subdued colors in here with a botanical postal music kind of theme to it. So each signature has a decorative paper, scrapbook paper, and then the rest of it is filled with coffee dyed paper and distressed paper and little goodies. This comes from the Prima Botanical paper stack, the 6x6. It has wonderful little tags in there that you can cut out, and they're just really very romantic, a little steampunkish, nice subdued colors with that little postal theme and writing to them. They're awesome. They work great for this particular journal. So, coffee dyed paper with distressed edges. Here's a little tag, a little holder for goodies here, and this particular little circle comes from Leaving Prints. It's an old product line that's now defunct, but I loved it, and it had some very romantic little images, very pretty flowers, and I decided to use up the little scraps I had left in this journal. A little coin envelope here, so you can tuck a little goodie down inside, and I just cut the end off of this side, a little distressing around the edges. This comes from Recollections Union Station. It has that particular paper pack has a sheet of little ephemera pieces in there. They're awesome. Cut several of those out and used them. My scraps from this book, I tried to use as many scraps as possible. And this particular one looks like it literally has been in this book forever. It's aged beautifully, just like the paper. I just stuck it in with a little bit of Tim Holtz tissue tape. Little tuck spot here. And this again is the Recollections Union Station. The other end of my little envelope, and I did fold the top down. This is a coin envelope is what it is. I folded the top down. I originally had them sticking out the side, but I didn't care for it after a while, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and fold them in. Again, little scrap stuck in here with some tissue tape. I used a lot of tissue tape in here. And then I have space in between the signatures, so if I need to, I can add another signature in between the three I have in here. So again, that really lovely, very romantic aged paper. Coffee dyed paper with little tuck spots. In this signature, I used a lace doily from Wilton's, tea dyed or coffee dyed it, and then did some distressing around the edges with Tim Holtz vintage photo. Little scraps stuck in, and then I want to show you real quick. This is the center of my book. This is where I pulled through all of my linen, wax linen thread. When you finish with the pamphlet stitch, your threads are on the outside of the book. I did not like the way the linen wax thread looked on the outside, so I actually pulled my ends to the inside and tied it off in here. Even though I was going to put ribbon on the seam, I just did not like how it looked, so I went ahead and pulled it through. Stuck in with little paper or tissue tape, the other end of the doily. Lots of lovely little coffee dyed paper, goodies tucked in here. Little tuck spot, again, that's Leaving Prints. Makes a wonderful little tuck spot. Space for the next signature if I need to add it. And our third signature is very similar. Recollections Union Station, little tuck spot here. Lots of yummy, yummy paper. Just waiting for writing or goodies to be taped in here. And I think I'm going to use it for an inspirational journal to put quotes that inspire me and motivate me. And I think that's what I'm going to use this for. The other end of the envelope. More scrumptious paper. Another little tuck spot here. That's another Leaving Prints paper. And that's it. It's really super simple. Was a very quick little project. But I feel like, you know, these little tiny projects are almost as involved as one of the big journals, I have to tell you. So when you look at it, it looks deceptively simple, but this could have been a 6x9. This could have been even larger than that, and the amount of work would have been just about the same. So really and truly, I can't say that making them small like this is a time saver. I think all the journals take roughly about the same amount of time. So let me show you real quick what I used in here. And like I say, it's already chunky. Look how chunky that is. You lay that down and it's popping open. I haven't decided if I'm going to put a fastener on this or not. So again, the Wilton Doilies, the Tim Holtz tissue tape, which is a staple, lots of scraps from the paper packs that I used, the Recollections Union Station, little ephemera sheet from that pack, the very beautiful Prima Botanical collection 6x6 cardstock. This is just gorgeous, and the colors are so lovely and muted, but they just really, for this particular project, were just the perfect line of papers, and I really love this. I think I'm going to go back and buy me a couple more packs of this because I'm sure I'll want to use it over and over again. And then I also used the Vintage Charm paper pad, and I got the awesome music paper out of there. Simple stuff. Tried to recycle as much as I could because that's what junk journaling is all about. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will have another one coming up here soon. I do have another project in the works. I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of it. And it's a monster. Get ready. It's really large. I'm going to back this up so you can see it. This is a junk journal. It's actually going to be a working journal for me. But it's in the works, and I think it's going to be filled with loads of yummy goodness. And I'll just give you a quick view of one of the pages. And so I'm excited to finish it up and get that out there so you can see it, and I'm especially excited so I can use it. But again, thanks for watching. I hope everybody goes over and checks out Junk Journal Junkies on Facebook, and of course there's so many YouTube videos out there by awesome gals and guys who are making junk journals. It's so much fun to do, and happy junk journaling. Thanks. Bye-bye.